First, let's start by asking, what is leadership? In the textbook Communicating in Groups by Katherine Adams and Gloria J. Gillane, Michael Hagman and Craig Johnson define leadership as human communication which modifies the attitudes and behaviors of others in order to meet shared group goals and needs. According to this definition, there is emphasis placed on the importance of communication. It is an absolute essential activity of leading and what makes an effective leader. First, leadership is accomplished through communication, what a group member actually says and does in person-to-person interaction. Leadership involves persuasion and discussion, not psychological coercion or physical force. Second, leadership consists of those behaviors that help the group achieve shared goals. And finally, the term modifies in the definition suggests that group leaders must be adaptable to the changing conditions of the group. Thus, leadership is a dynamic process of exchange, not a fixed quality. To modify others' behaviors in support of group goals, leaders must be aware of the other's needs, beliefs, and attitudes. Leadership is a shared property of the group that is created through communicative interaction. Now we can ask the question, what is a leader? A leader is any person who exercises interpersonal influence to help a group attain its goals. From a young age, it is drilled into us by society that leaders are born. However, the definition of what makes a leader suggests otherwise. It tells us that communication is the main process through which a person actually leads others. Therefore, leaders do not have to have specific titles or have a natural ability to lead or to become a leader. They merely have to perform behaviors that will help their group achieve its specified goal. Now that we understand what leadership is and what a leader is, we can discuss types of leaders. The types that we will discuss are designated versus the emergent leader. The designated leader is the group's legitimate leader who holds a title, such as chair, coordinator, moderator, facilitator, or president, that identifies him or her as having a specific position in the group. Usually, group members expect the designated leader to perform a variety of coordination functions for the group. An emergent leader is a person with the same status as other members in a group of peers, but who gradually emerges as an informal leader in the eyes of other members. Emergent leaders have the ability to influence others in their group through referent, expert, reward, informational, and ecological power. Without having the official title like the designated leader does, the emergent leader must rely on communication skills to lead their group. Now to share with you some good qualities that an excellent leader should possess to successfully lead others. A great leader provides purpose, motivation, and direction while influencing others to accomplish a task. Good leaders keep the team focused and on task at all times. They demonstrate credibility and are reliable. They must be fair and impartial and always encouraging. A good leader also delegates when appropriate and fosters a collaborative climate which permits sharing and disagreeing. Great leaders also reward when necessary and appropriate, practice effective communication skills, and they also inspire other members, not command them. Great leaders build confidence in group members and are willing to admit mistakes. They also learn from other members in the group and are able to exhibit humility. Most of all, a great leader is always willing to make sacrifices and accentuates other members' good qualities as well. These are just a few basic qualities that you should remember when getting ready to choose your group leader, or you should have if you plan to lead a group of your peers.
So how does one attain the status of a team or group leader? For both the emergent leader and the designated leaders, there are certain sources of powers which help them attain and keep their status as a leader. These sources of a leader's power may include legitimate power, the influence based on a member's title or position in the group; reward power, influence derived from someone's ability to give members what they want and need; punishment power, influence derived from someone's ability to take away what members want and value; coercion, using threats of force to make a member comply; expert power, interpersonal influence that stems from someone's perceived knowledge or skill; reverent power, the influence due to a person's ability to be liked or admired; information power, influence based on a person's ability to control information; ecological power, influence derived from a person's ability to manipulate the logistics of the task as well as the physical environment of the group. Now, although all of these ways of rising and maintaining power may be more rational than traditional methods, there are also many myths about a way that a person may become a leader. The powers they hold, or character traits that they have, may lead them to become leaders, but this may not necessarily be true. Some of these myths about leadership may include that they can gain power by facial characteristics. Some will even say that George Washington, because of his strong facial characteristics, people thought that he was a better leader and therefore picked him to be the first president. Another myth is the older the wiser. Sure, that makes sense, somebody that's older may have more knowledge and therefore become a better leader. This is not necessarily true. Leaders are born and not made. Some would argue that the people that have become leaders were born to lead, so this definitely has to be true. While we will never know, there is certain truth to that. You cannot just say that somebody will be a leader. Eventually, as we found in history, some people are meant to lead and some are not. These people just cannot be born. Some leaders must be made. Whoever has the highest rank should always be the leader. Now, this can also go along with the older the wiser, as higher ranking will show more experience. This also may not be true. Although a person may have more experience in something, it may not be that they be as well qualified as a subordinate in ranking. Now, if you want to know the difference between a good and a bad leader, we've already heard the good qualities, but how about the bad qualities? Bad qualities may include that a leader will simply not listen, is completely power hungry, isn't reliable, is a poor team management skills, lacks communication or people skills, they are not willing to follow, they always want to be ahead of the group and always be in the lead. They will focus on the negative and are unwilling to take criticism of themselves. They won't admit their mistakes, and they will lie continuously to make themselves look better. They will have incompetence, and not only will they have incompetence, but they will also worry and constantly be in regard to the employee's competence. Therefore, they will micromanage. This will equivalent to the unwillingness or inability to change and adapt, the unwillingness to learn and grow. This will bring around a low self-esteem and poor confidence in the group. Yet, the emotional insecurity and immature of the leader will also help them make bad decisions based on emotions, act as roadblocks between upper managers and employees, blame others for the failures and take credit for success. They will easily show favoritism to certain employees, react negatively to criticism, and while not only will they react negatively to criticism, they will not really accept it and they will blame other people. So they will also assume without fact-checking. They cannot take no for an answer. They will not have an open mind. Everything must be their way and that's final. They don't care to listen because of this, and therefore they don't care about the actions and how they impact others. They act differently in front of superiors and subordinates in order to get a better attention span from their higher-ups. These are all very bad characteristics of a leader and definitely will not help a group. If a group is trying to move forward, they shall look for good leaders who will listen to people. Exactly as we mentioned before, a good leader must be able to adapt and not only be one-minded. I hope this helps you in your search for a leader or in becoming a group leader one of these days.